Good morning, everyone. Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. So a little bit of change in plans today. There is a hurricane going on in Southern California. I don't think it's a bad one, but there is flooding and stuff like that. I live in central to Northern California, kind of, and it wasn't supposed to hit us at all. The hurricane was not supposed to bother us at all, and that's not true. I mean, it's so little. It's like I am actually enjoying it. You know, the cool weather, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind. It actually feels really good. But you can see we did have some things kind of blow over. My cardboard back here, I mean, kind of figured it was going to blow a little bit. It blew a lot, which is fine. And it's been raining like all morning, and we were supposed to get no rain at all. And for those of you who watched my video yesterday, I was literally just sprinkling the powder liquid fence to keep the bunnies away and talking about how it never rains here, so I didn't have to worry about reapplying it after a rainstorm. So it was like, you know, it's like I jinxed myself or something. But like I said, I am completely enjoying myself. It feels so good out here. It was kind of funny because when I was earlier this summer, I was in Michigan and Ohio for a couple Proven Winners events, and it would like rain every day there, but just for a little bit, just for like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. And I remember thinking, this is crazy. Everybody is just going about their day and not even worrying about the rain. And in California, if we had rain on the forecast, we'd be inside. Everything would be canceled. Soccer practice would be canceled. Like everything would be canceled. And everybody in Michigan and Ohio, where I was, they just kind of went on. As soon as it stopped raining, they just kind of went on with normal life. And I just thought, like, it was just so different, right? So this is the perfect example of that. Raul just called, the irrigation guy. He's not coming today, which I completely understand because he's, you know, like digging in dirt and stuff like that. So he is not coming today. So that is not gonna happen today. The thing that is happening today is the house is starting to get painted on the outside. Oh, I'm so excited about it. It needs it so badly. So what the house painter is starting with today is power washing the house. And so I wanted to show you guys a quick before, because this house is so dirty. It's so disgusting. There's like spider webs everywhere. It needs to be power washed so bad. So I'm really excited for him to get here, and then hopefully he'll start actually painting the house and painting the deck tomorrow. So that's really exciting. So I kind of had to regroup this morning and decide what I was going to do. I still want to work on this project. I still want to work on my no-till garden bed project. You could see we have even more cardboard from unpacking, and there's even more boxes inside. So I think I have plenty of cardboard for back here. I did start putting together my metal garden beds. I linked those yesterday. I'll link them again. They don't have a bottom, and so it's perfect for the no-till method. Let me turn the camera around and show you. So here you can see I started putting them together. These are the sides, and these are the length. They're 12 feet long by 4 feet wide. They're not, you know, they're nothing hardcore or anything like that, but they're exactly what I need for the no-till method, which is just to keep the compost in place. So I think I'm going to be putting these together. I was thinking maybe I could do it in the metal workshop, but then it's just so nice out here. It's like cool, and it's a little teeny bit of rain. I'm thinking I'll just continue out here. I was putting them together out here on my potting benches. So these, I had a couple people ask me on comments this morning, why am I putting garden beds over in this area when Michael Glassman suggested putting them in here? I am still putting raised garden beds in this area, but this is going to be kind of the start of my parterre garden, but you know, just kind of a little bit. But I wanted to get a working garden going while we start fixing up everything else. So everything else on the property. So really, we're going to start investing money in the front garden, and back here is just kind of just kind of limping things along for a couple years. And I, you know, for those couple years, I want to grow things like vegetables and flowers and all that fun stuff back here. So again, this is not the end product. I don't know. I mean, everything might change a little bit. So that's my plan. I'm just going to put the 8 garden beds here. The other thing that a lot of people said is that my plans were to have them too close, 2 feet together. And I think you guys are right. I think I need to spread everything apart a little bit. So that might kind of change a little bit as well. So thank you for that suggestion. The other thing I wanted to get done today is I wanted to have my compost delivered from my raised beds. So I'm having it delivered from a landscape supply company in just the next town over. But I was just thinking they might be closed because of the rain. Like I was saying, everything closes because of the rain. And they actually have something on their website that says to call and see if they're even open on days that it's raining. So I feel like it's just sprinkling, so they should be open, but I don't know. Anyway, so I will call them right now and see if I can get compost delivered. I have to get like 16 cubic yards or I have to get a lot of compost delivered. So hopefully they can just leave a pile back here, and then as I put together the garden beds, I can fill it with compost. And then hopefully by then, the painter will be here and starting power washing. Actually, let me turn the camera around real quick and show you guys a before of the house before he power washes. Okay, here's the lovely house. My daughter Sadie had a birthday party last night, so we have to clean up a little bit from all that stuff. They were so cute. They were running around here. They were riding their bikes and running around here and just, you know, just being kids and having so much space to kind of run around. And Jason and I were just so happy to see it because they didn't have a ton of, they had a pool at our old place, which we loved, but they didn't have a ton of space to run around. So it was really nice. Anyway, you can kind of see here, our house is stucco. And so you can see here kind of what a mess it is. I already sprayed this off with the hose, but it still needs to be cleaned quite a bit. Gosh, it almost looks like the rain has cleaned off. No, I spoke too soon. Can you guys? There's like spider webs everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. It's just an absolute mess. So I am really excited for the painter to get here and to be able to start cleaning everything up, because you can tell this house has not been cleaned in years and years and years, and it needs it big time. Okay, I am gonna call the landscape supply company, see if they can deliver that compost today or maybe tomorrow. And then the painter just drove up as well, so he will be getting started soon as well. He just said there's a wasp's nest up there. That's not good. All right, getting things done. All right, I do not even know how many hours it is since the last time I checked in. It is evening now, dinner's in the oven. The girls are getting ready for their first day of school tomorrow. Oh, I can't even believe it, but we got so much done today. The painter finished power washing the house, and it looks so much better. It looks so much cleaner, but now I'm like getting really, really antsy to get it painted because I know how much better it's gonna look. But ta-da! You can see behind me really what we got done today. What we got done today was putting up all these garden beds that I am using as the barriers for my no-till beds. So I ended up roping Jason in. He finished work and he asked if he could help me with anything, and I said yes. So in this, it really didn't take us that long. It just took us a couple hours. We divided and conquered. I put together all the pieces, like hand tighten them, and then he was able to put them together and use the drill to totally tighten them completely. So anyway, doesn't this look fantastic? I am so excited about it. I am doing the no-till method. So I am just putting cardboard down, and then with the no-till method, you don't even need these raised beds. What they say is that you can, and by they, I mean Charles, oh, I feel like I'm gonna say his name wrong. Charles Downing. I'll put his name right here. He's like the guy on YouTube that does the no-till method. I bet you 90% of you know who I'm talking about, and that is who I'm following for all of this. So I was following his recommendations, and his recommendations were if you just take like boards, like fence posts or boards, and just prop them up to hold the 6 inches of compost in place for like the first 6 months, then that's what you can do. So I started pricing out 2x4s or fence boards or all that kind of stuff. And then I found these on Amazon, and these were actually cheaper than buying 2x4s, just I think with the price of lumber and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have any lumber lying around here, unfortunately. So it was, and I really like how they look. So they are definitely not like raised beds. They are no-till beds, and they're just raised to hold the compost in place. I hope that makes sense. So they're only 12 inches tall. I'm gonna fill probably half of it, maybe a little bit more, with compost. I did order the compost today, and they are delivering it tomorrow morning. They couldn't deliver it. I called too late this morning. So that should be coming here tomorrow, which is very exciting. And I know I have a big day of work ahead of me filling these guys with all the compost. One thing I do want to say to all of you is I am going to be putting cardboard in the pathways. I am going to be putting cardboard, and then I have that huge pile of wood chips over there, and I'm going to be putting the wood chips down, and that's going to be my walkways. So for those of you who were concerned about weeds coming in through the walkways, that's my plan for that. So there's going to be cardboard all over the place. I just wanted to make sure that I got the cardboard underneath the beds first, since the compost is coming tomorrow. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you guys a closer look. All right, the sun is setting. It is a beautiful day. The hottest it got to today was 80 degrees, which was perfect. I felt like we got so much more done because it wasn't blazing hot today. So you can see the raised beds. They were, again, they're from Amazon. They're not the sturdiest thing, right? But all they're meant to do is just to hold my big pile of compost in place until it settles down. So I think that they're going to be absolutely perfect, exactly for what I need. I'm not using this as a normal raised bed. I also am not putting anything down underneath for critters, right? Like hardware cloth or anything like that to protect from gophers or voles or moles or anything like that. And that is because I want to do the no-till method, and to be able to dig down deep enough, I wouldn't be doing the no-till method anymore. So my plan is that eventually this is going to be my parterre garden, and I'm going to do beautiful raised beds and some beautiful, you know, pattern or something like that. But for now, this no-till garden is pretty, like, relatively cheap. The most expensive thing is going to be the compost. And even that, because I'm buying it in bulk, is really not that bad. But I am not going to be putting, Jason told me to tell you all this because he had this question as well. Why am I not putting hardware cloth underneath there? And it's simply because I want to try out the no-till method. I have this perfect opportunity to try out the no-till method, and if I put hardware cloth down, I won't be doing the no-till method, because to put hardware cloth, you got to dig down about 18 inches, and these are only 12-inch beds, and so I just didn't want to mess with it. So we will see how the critters do, if they dig under and all that kind of stuff. And if I deal with a lot of that, then I'll know when I build my parterre garden to definitely put the hardware cloth underneath and do nice high beds. So anyway, cardboard is going to go in between here. This is all off. I have to come out here and I have to straighten them up. But basically, this is 6 feet. And then each one of these is 4 feet. And then these two are actually going to be scooted back a little bit more. This is going to be 6 feet. This is going to be 6 feet. So it's basically like a cross of 6 feet. And then right here, I will put something, probably like a pot or something like that. And then as we look up, that is where my greenhouse is going to be, right? So again, eventually down the road, when we can afford it, that is where my pool will be. That's the goal. And then maybe I'll move the greenhouse over there, or I don't know. I'll figure out where I'm going to put it. But for now, I can afford a greenhouse. I'll eventually tell you all the one I'm looking at. But I'm going to be putting one right there. And so it's just going to be a perfect straight line. The sun is going to set right behind the greenhouse. It's going to be so beautiful. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, so this is what we got done today. I am so proud of us, and I feel very, very accomplished. Thank you for your help today.
You're welcome. I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.